the bond you get playing with people and working with something special and going through something that's hard is, there's nothing like it. You don't get a bond like that unless the experience was hard, and it was a shared hardness that went equally across everybody's shoulders. You know what I mean? Like that's what makes everybody bond. I mean, they get together at reunions, and at that the alumni game is a great chance to not only play, but afterwards the little barbecue we have is really special. And last year I'm guarding Craig Robinson, and he's guarding me, and we're talking some junk. And after the game, we're just talking hoops, and in a crowd that's played for such good coaches, it's great to talk hoops with people who know what they're talking about. It's and that's the type of thing that can go on for hours, and it's really special. I look forward to that pretty much every year. There's always going to be that bond with anybody you played against, and even I can see a young guy who maybe wants to have a some success like I experienced on the court, or I want to have some success the coach will experience on the court, and you always want to pick the guy's brain and see what does he do to get better, and because when you find someone who's similar to the way that you play, you want to just see, am I doing the right things? And as an older player, you want to come back and you want to say, hey man, this thing you're doing is good, and maybe this thing you're doing is not so good. So it feels good to be able to help these younger guys. It was a little bit less structured over there, so you had to bring your own structure and discipline to your game, because at the end of the day, when the lights turned on, it was time for you to perform. So that's something that I learned from Princeton. There's a lot of stuff that we do here with the coaches, but during the summertime, coaches can't work with you, and you got to work by yourself. And I kind of drew on working with the coaches and the times I had to work myself out at Princeton when I was over there to get myself prepared for the game. I spent a lot of time studying Italian so I could become conversational and at least proficient at it, because I'm a guy who likes to talk, and not being able to talk to people, it kills me. So I spent a lot of time with the textbook, and other than that, I would, every 2 or 3 weeks, I would hatch a new plan of how I was going to spend my time, whether it was becoming like some sort of remote entrepreneur and having a business that I could run during the 6 hours I had off, or at one point I bought a piano and I was trying to teach myself how to play piano. I bought several how-to books, and you just have these hours that you can fill up. Now I wish there was a way I could do some sort of internship where I could do work remotely and actually feel productive, but at the end of the day, it's nice that some of the days the answer is nothing, and that's all right, because if you're physically exhausted, and having the guidance of people who bounce around different countries, and Coach Jay's career was phenomenal over there, and he played in some of the highest leagues. It was great to kind of pick these guys' brains. My former teammate Judson Wallace, a good amount over there, and he was a great person to bounce experiences off of and get his advice. And he was about 4 hours away, and I actually went to see him play in 3 games, and I made 2 separate trips down there to hang out with him for the weekend. And he's really great, and we had a great time together, and I got to see a higher level of European basketball. And I also saw Mason Rocket play, and I saw his team beat a team from Moscow that had Trajan Langdon on it, and is one of the best teams in Europe. It just feels normal to me. It feels, I thought about Princeton a ton when I was over in Europe, and it just feels normal to be back with, a lot of my friends who are still on the team, guys that I play with. This basketball is Coach Carell, and it's family, and it's special, and it's part of me forever. And people who don't get it, they need to come in here and understand what it's all about, because it's special.